Thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside.
Off the strong side, she's kicking it for a three.
Look at it.
I mean, this is just...
Clark! She's possessed.
Caitlin Clark, a rookie in the WNBA, has quickly become a fan favorite and broken many records. But her journey has not been smooth. Despite her impressive talent and contributions to the sport, she is facing a troubling amount of bullying and hostility from other players in the league. This situation has become so serious that NBA stars like LeBron James and Stephen Curry have stepped in to defend her. Their support brings attention to a bigger issue in women's basketball.
One thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she...
You can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy, though, just because her shot is... It's like that. It's at that level.
2 to shoot for Clark. She'll need the heroics here.
But if you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive. So it's kind of the total package.
Look at it.
I mean, this is just...
When a rising star like Caitlin faces such harsh criticism from her peers, it raises concerns about the state of the league. Clark's time in the WNBA has been challenging, especially on the court. During her debut game, she was targeted by a rough style of play, most notably by DeWanna Bonner from the Connecticut Sun. Bonner committed a foul that many saw as overly aggressive, and afterward, she appeared to mock Clark. This incident goes beyond just tough competition. It suggests a personal dislike that has no place in professional sports. The hostility toward Clark isn't limited to what happens during games. Off the court, the attacks have been even more direct and damaging. Bonner criticized Clark on social media, accusing her of making a mistake by thinking she could just play basketball without facing harsh treatment. This kind of public shaming can be incredibly difficult for a rookie who is still getting used to the pressures of professional sports. Unfortunately, Bonner's criticism is just one example. Clark has also been criticized by former and current WNBA players. For instance, Cheryl Swoops, a Hall of Famer, questioned the validity of Clark's scoring records from college, implying that Clark didn't truly earn her achievements.
If it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time.
This kind of belittlement is not only unfair.
If Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years.
But also dismisses the hard work and success that Clark has achieved within the same rules as everyone else. Other players, like Breanna Stewart, have downplayed Clark's accomplishments by suggesting that she will only be remembered if she wins a championship. This dismissive attitude is especially hurtful coming from individuals who are supposed to be role models for younger players like Clark. Instead of lifting her up, they are tearing her down, which is discouraging for someone who is just starting out in her professional career. The negativity within the WNBA toward Clark is confusing. There shouldn't be any room for this kind of behavior in the league. Yet, the backlash continues, driven mostly by jealousy. Clark's rise to fame has been swift, and her popularity has brought a lot of attention to the league. However, this has made some of the more experienced players feel jealous and threatened by her success. Clark's ability to draw a large audience and bring in revenue should be a good thing for the league. But instead, it has caused resentment among some players who feel that their own achievements are being overshadowed. Another factor contributing to the hostility against Clark is the idea of privilege. Some people have accused Clark of benefiting from white privilege and pretty privilege, arguing that her race and conventional beauty make her more relatable and marketable to a wider audience. Media figures like Sunny Hostin and Jameel Hill have suggested that Clark's fame is largely due to her appearance and race.
There is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. But I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive.
While this is a complex issue, it adds to the negative feelings Clark is already dealing with. As a white, heterosexual athlete in a league that values diversity, Clark's popularity can be seen by some as a reminder of old norms that the WNBA is trying to move away from. This perception may contribute to the resistance she faces from within the league. Inclusivity should mean welcoming everyone. But the actions of some WNBA players suggest otherwise. This contradiction is troubling, especially when considering the support Clark has received from NBA stars like LeBron James and Stephen Curry. Both have openly admired Clark and stood by her, challenging the idea that she is benefiting from any kind of unfair advantage. LeBron, drawing on his own experiences as a young athlete under the spotlight, has been particularly vocal in his defense of Clark. He sees similarities between her situation and his own, and understands the challenges of entering the professional sports world while being constantly scrutinized. LeBron's tweet, "If you don't rock with Caitlin Clark's game, you're just a flat-out hater," shows his strong belief in her talent and his disapproval of those who unfairly criticize her. Stephen Curry has also praised Clark's exceptional skills and the positive impact she has had on her team. Known for his incredible shooting ability, Curry has noticed similarities between his style of play and Clark's, especially her knack for making impressive passes and scoring from difficult positions. While Curry appreciates her technical skills, he is even more impressed by the way Clark is bringing more attention to women's basketball and the WNBA. He sees some of his own journey in hers, as she works hard to prove her critics wrong and show what is possible in the sport. Other NBA legends like Shaquille O'Neal have also spoken out about the professional jealousy Clark is facing. O'Neal, who understands how envy can play a role in sports, acknowledges that while jealousy is a natural feeling, it's important to recognize and appreciate talent when it's evident.
You are.
Yeah, but she's incredible. Congratulations to her and her family.
Yeah.
I got LSU, but she's phenomenal. I'm going to go on the record and say she's the best female collegiate player ever.
He has urged WNBA players to put aside their envy and instead celebrate what Clark is bringing to the league. Charles Barkley, known for his blunt opinions, has also weighed in on the situation. He has called out the petty behavior of some WNBA players, pointing out the irony that Clark is actually helping the league by bringing in much-needed attention and revenue.
LeBron, you are 100% right. Yo, girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark.
Yet, she still faces hostility. Barkley's straightforward comments highlight the absurdity of resenting someone who is, in many ways, elevating the entire league. Jeff Teague, on his podcast, has echoed these sentiments, expressing disappointment in how some WNBA players have treated Clark. He criticized their choice to undermine her achievements instead of embracing the increased attention she brings to the league. Teague's perspective adds to the growing number of voices calling for a change in how Clark is viewed by her peers. The reasons behind this hostility are complex, but at the heart of it is a mix of jealousy, perceived privilege, and a resistance to change. Clark's rapid rise to fame and the attention she gets have made some players feel overshadowed. But instead of recognizing the positive impact she has on the league as a whole, some players see her success as a threat to their own. This situation calls for some serious reflection within the WNBA. Just like in any other job, when a new talent emerges and starts bringing in significant success, it's important to support and encourage that talent, not try to tear it down. The same should be true in the WNBA. Instead of being met with hostility, Clark should be celebrated for her contributions and the positive attention she's bringing to the league. The way Caitlin Clark has been treated by some of her peers in the WNBA reflects deeper issues within the league. While her rise to fame has certainly sparked jealousy and resentment, these emotions should not be allowed to overshadow her remarkable achievements. The support she has received from NBA legends like LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, and Charles Barkley highlights the importance of recognizing and celebrating talent, no matter what personal feelings may be involved. As the WNBA continues to grow and evolve, it's crucial that the league creates an environment where all players, regardless of their background or level of fame, are treated with the respect and admiration they deserve. What are your thoughts on this? Share your comments down below and hit the subscribe button so you won't miss anything.